coming up, he finally felt safe again. They just fell for his devious trap. He knows that he's trapped there forever. Lemon's single brain cell couldn't understand and more, but first, never do this to your cat. You may think exercise is good for your cat, but when that bell finally rings, Fidget knows it's time to go back to the treadmill, or else. He pleads with his owner to let him rest, but no matter what he does, his owner never listens. But then, in the corner of his eye, he noticed that the front door was open. Freedom was finally in sight, or so he thought, since that was actually a screen door the whole time. His owner laughs maniacally and picks him up, dragging him back to the treadmill once again. But Fidget just can't go on anymore forever. Like, this broke your heart. This dog named Fido wouldn't stop letting cats into the house, and the reason will make you cry. Fido suffered from separation anxiety and cried every day while his owner was at work. But one day, the man came home with a cat, Biscuit. It was friends at first sight, and Fido and Biscuit quickly became inseparable until one day, the owner came back home, only to find out that his cat completely destroyed the bathroom. He was furious and kicked her out onto the cold, dark streets. Fido was heartbroken and cried himself to sleep every night, but Fido's love for Biscuit would not be overcome. Every day, he opened the door and let the cat back in again, only for the owner to kick her out a few minutes later. This went on for weeks, until the man begrudgingly gave in and let Biscuit back into the family. Now, after 4 long years, the two are finally back together again. Heartwarming. This state trooper just saved a kitten, and what happened next is terrifying. While the state trooper was setting up a speed camera, he noticed that there was a baby cat trapped on the highway, clutching the barrier, thinking that it was his mother. But his mother was already gone when she tragically car pancaked last week. When the trooper picked up the cat, all the cat's fears melted away, and he finally felt safe again, knowing that he was finally getting a home. A few miles up the road, the trooper released the cat back into the wild where it belongs and watched the kitten scramble into the forest. A couple weeks later though, he saw the cat on the road again and stopped to say hi. Little did he know, the cat brought his entire family to thank him. As he walked up to him, he hugged the trooper and said, "Thank you, Human, you finally brought me home." This orange cat named Fanta loves soda, but his owner hates him. No matter how much he begs and pleads, his owner won't give him any. Wanting to get that good slurp, Fanta would say, "But Pepsi is actually good for me. It has many vitamins and minerals." But still, she wasn't having any of it, and apparently, she wasn't having any soda either. With one fast swipe, he spilled her soda all over the floor. But then, it happened! She picked up the cat and taught him to fly toward the wall. Luckily, he landed on the sink and finally got a drink of water. Heartwarming. Drones have just declared war on cats. For years, cats and drones used to live in harmony, until this cat named Yams ruined everything, heartlessly destroying a baby drone, and now it's a fight to the unliving. At first it seemed like the drones had the upper hand and the cats were running for their lives, but then they figured out how to make their own CANKS cat tanks completely immune to the drones. Now the Roombas have joined the fight and it's evolved into an all-out war. Both sides are giving everything they got, but many of them wish things could go back to the way they were. Who do you think will win? While this homeowner went on vacation, something shocking happened. When he looked at his security camera, he noticed his cat had opened his freezer accidentally. Looking at his face, you can tell the cat knows he's in trouble. Since it was 1 a.m., he called the police and asked if they could help him. Thankfully, these cops made it to his house in time and saved him. This man was digging on the beach when decided to pull a prank on his cat. As Luna climbed into the hole, curious to see what he was doing, the man started dumping sand on top of her. Surprisingly, she enjoyed it at first, but then something inside the man snapped and began burying her alive. Lemon's single brain cell couldn't understand how his owner could be so cruel and runs to the beach, desperate to save his best friend. He begins digging through the sand with all his might, trying to find her, but in the end, it's Too late. Rest in peace, Lita. Like, if this broke your heart. Never fall for this new credit card scam. After finding out that his wife has been kidnapped and she was being held for ransom, this man was going to the ATM one morning to withdraw some money. But upon approaching the machine, he saw a cat sitting on the ATM. The man tried to insert the card into the cat, thinking it would be funny. But little did he know, the cat was actually memorizing his credit card number the whole time. And when he returned a couple days later, he received a bill for over $25,000 in cat food. So that's why you should. This cat named Floof just fooled everyone. This cute little cat has a dark secret, and nobody saw this coming. Watch as he strolls into the store, just like any other customer. But once inside, he begins limping and collapses to the ground. Luckily, the employees quickly noticed him and ran over to see if he was okay. But they just fell for his devious trap. Immediately, the cat begins demanding compensation, or they would be hearing from his lawyer. Unable to afford a lawsuit, the woman manager was forced to give the cat over 400 pounds of cat food. Floof is now the richest cat on the block. Like if you think cats are smart. This cat named Buttons just learned how to do laundry. He loves helping out his owner to do the laundry every single day, but he just doesn't know how to do it right. Sadly, his owner is actually evil, and she finally had enough. Desperately, he tries to run out of the house to escape, but the front door is locked shut. Defeated, he watches in horror as she takes the burning hot iron and runs over him again and again until he's extra crispy. Like if this broke your heart. This cat just fed everyone. This Chinese restaurant in New York has a huge problem. They just ran out of chicken and they can't afford to buy any. But that's when they remembered they have a cat. Using an ancient Chinese technique, they took their cat and put him to work, sending the cat to competitors' restaurants, disguising himself as a starving stray cat. Once he's inside, he gobbles up all their chicken. But once he gets home, the cat regurgitates all the chicken that he stole. Now, the restaurant divides the chicken up into portions and serves it to their guests. Many are calling it the best takeout in all of New York City. Looks like this cat just saved the day. This cat named Puff is too smart. Every day, the man comes home from work and shuts the blinds. But one day, his cat learned how to open the blinds. But his owner was in no mood for games and shuts the blinds. But the cat just opened them again. Finally, the man locks the blinds, stopping Puff from opening them again. Or so he thought. With a smug grin on his face, Puff moves over and opens the other blind, thinking he got the last laugh. But he just pushed his owner to the brink of insanity. He jumped off the couch and threw the cat outside, saying, "If you like the sun so much, you can stay out there." Looks like she told him he couldn't come upstairs, but her cat named Jimmy showed her who's smarter. Jimmy just threw up all over the carpet, and she forbid him from coming upstairs ever again. But watch this. He starts climbing up the narrow railing, defying gravity and his owner. Jimmy has been secretly practicing this for months while she was at work, waiting for this moment. Even though it's a mountainous climb, his resolve can't be stopped. Finally, he gets to the top and vomits all over the carpet again. Mission accomplished, boys. Never hire this carpenter. Ollie has been building cabinets for over 20 years, and he's finally had enough. Rather than selling his business, he decided to hire some new employees. Cats? Cats! They've been in training for over 10 years, and now they're finally ready to work for catnip. Watch as this cat installs a cabinet all by himself. Many clients are shocked to see that cats can build cabinets, and results speak for themselves. Unfortunately, since they do not have thumbs, they're unable to screw the cabinets into the walls, and the lawsuits are piling up. But would you hire them? If you loved that video, you'll like this one.